Hi, Neil from Recent Coffee Shop Bookstore in Watford here. If you're ever in town, pop up and say hello. It's a friendly place and there's always a nice place to have a chat. Today we're going to be talking about man-made climate change. This is in a week where Shell released a report basically admitting we're unlikely to meet the 2 degrees warming target that we need to stop catastrophic issues in the world. And they're planning for a 4 degrees and even maybe 6 degrees warmer world, which will massively increase sea levels, storms, droughts, flooding, cost untold amount of money to deal with at a later date. But they're planning for it, and while they're planning for it, we're giving them subsidies to look for new oil. How ridiculous is that? How ridiculous is that we're giving them money to look for new oil when we know we have to keep 80% of the known fossil fuels in the ground? We can't use them, and we are paying companies to go out and look for more wasted money that could be spent on renewable energies. So that's just a subsidy that is ridiculous, and they're not paying to clean up either. They're damaged, they're killing people. People are dying. Thousands of people in London every year are dying from climate change because we are causing climate change. We are putting crap into the air, and then people are breathing it in, and it's killing them. It's killing them. It's all tied in with climate change, clean air, and we're just happy to just go along. We don't care 3,000 people have died in London. I'm all right, Jack. But at the same week that the IMF has released a report, say IMF, this is part of the neoliberal capitalist society, saying it is a scandal that we are subsidising the fossil fuel industry by trillion dollars, $10 million a minute. Now, before all the clerks and sheep get up and say anything, the direct subsidies to the oil companies are only 500 billion. 500 billion. The other $4.8 trillion comes in the clean-up costs afterwards that the fossil fuel industry takes no responsibility to whatsoever. The healthcare costs, the flooding defences, everything like that. It's 5 trillion. Now, if you imagine we use that money to build cleaner fuel supplies, everyone would have a better place. We'd have clean air. There wouldn't be people dying in London now because of the dirty air. Surely we all want that. But no, we keep building, looking for more oil. It's ridiculous. Now again, the clerks and sheep will come out and say, oh, but when the wind doesn't blow, the wind turbines don't go, when it's not sunny. We can store energy. This frigging myth that we can't store energy. There's plenty of ways to store energy. Elon Musk come out with a new battery system this week. There's already existing systems. In Japan, their sea turbines pump out a big well of air, and when they're not being used, water goes back in and keeps the turbines going. There's ways of doing it. We just don't want it because the people with the money who are paying the politicians are the oil companies and the fossil fuel industry. Now, I'm sure if it was a clean energy company that had trillions of pounds and were paying the politicians, they would be campaigning for clean air all the time. But right now, that's not what we got. We got the dirty, polluting arseholes of this world owning our politicians and killing people. So we need to do something about it. Now, in England, they've basically stopped building onshore wind turbines, the proven cheapest form of energy by far. People say it's expensive. What a complete and utter load of tosh. Onshore wind farming is the cheapest energy by far. People say, but it doesn't look very nice. Well, I don't agree. I think they look absolutely wonderful. But a few birds die. Tons more birds are going to die if climate change doesn't get taken care of. But you know what, this NIMBYism, it's a complete utter load of tosh that people believe and people are sold, because when you say it's a community wind farm and the profits will go to the community, every single time they say, oh yeah, we want that. So it's complete and utter load of tosh. These people are such frigging hypocrites. They do my head in. We need to act on this, and we need to act now. So, how do we do it? We need a carbon tax. We need a real thing. So every bit of carbon that is released into the atmosphere should be taxed. We're subsidising it right now. We're giving them money to release carbon into the frigging atmosphere and kill people. Kill people. Do you not care about that? Look in the frigging mirror. It's killing people. But no, you're right, aren't you? That's great. We need a carbon tax. So carbon being released into the atmosphere should be taxed. The minute you do that, all of a sudden you have clean energy popping up all over the place, which is better for everyone. We'll fix it. We'll get these idiots out eventually, and it'll get fixed. Let's just hope it's sooner rather than later. Anyway, that's today's rant. If you're in Watford, pop in and say hello, and yeah, see you soon. So, I've just thought of another quick little thing. They tell us we can't do it. We can't do it. In this country, did you know Orkney Isles produce 105% of the energy they need? They have too much energy. They've actually started buying electric cars up there so they can store their energy in their cars and drive around clean. So it's doable. In Germany, there's a village that produces 140% of the energy it needs by clean energy. It is doable. And people that tell you it isn't doable, they're either Clarkson, News of the World, sheep, or they've got an ulterior motive. They're part of the system. So I don't get why people don't understand this. I don't get why people don't want to implement this change. It's doable. The technology is available now. It's cheaper than coal and oil, and we're killing people by not using it. So that's a bit of a depressing thought to leave it on, but there you go. If we want to stop killing people, let's have clean energy. Alright, speak soon.